Hi, I'm Andrew Berman with the Mortgage News Network. We're with Gary Malice, who's the Chief Strategy and Capital Markets Officer for PRMG. Gary, thank you for joining us and congratulations on the newly appointed position.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
So listen, Gary, you know, you're a legend in this business. You've had a lot of successes, including being one of the founders of the largest privately held mortgage companies that's been in the mortgage business. Why PRMG? You probably had a full dance card. What made you pick PRMG?
A lot of reasons, actually. I've known these guys for the last 5 years as a consultant of theirs, so I've got to know them very well. They are, first of all, they're very fun to work with. They work hard, they give back to the community, they take care of family. They're a family-first organization. They like to have their fun, but they've also been through quite a bit over the last 15 years. And they know where they've been, they know where they want to get to, and their vision and their goals are very consistent with mine in terms of work ethic and a combination of love for the community and for charity and for their employees first. And also, I mean, to be honest, I do know quite a few people in this industry, and I've talked to quite a few people, and just the continued comments and praise that they give to the PRMG management team and their employees, it just reminded me a lot of people I've worked with in the past and would like to work with again as I take another run at a family organization. So a lot of good reasons to be here.
Great. So now, Gary, let me ask you a question. You know, PRMG has had a lot of success across all channels, wholesale, correspondent, and retail. What do you feel is actually the greatest opportunity for growth across all of PRMG's channels?
Well, I think it's really a question of timing. People will tell you, obviously, wholesale is the easiest way to make quick growth because fundamentally you can reach more people quickly without making major acquisitions. Retail always takes a bit more time. But the truth is, if you look at the last couple of years, PRMG's made its most traction in retail, and really correspondent's still very new. So it depends how you look at it. I think wholesale still is, for the moment, probably going to be the quickest, fastest growth opportunity. I think retail will continue its quality organic growth. And I do think correspondent has the ability to grow quickly, but mostly because it's new. I think it has a little more limitations in its upside compared to wholesale or retail, but I think it has room to run for the moment. And so there's really opportunity in all three channels to continue for PRMG. So even with 15 years, still very new in a lot of ways.
That's great. So now, let me ask you this, Gary. I'm going to get a little personal here. I hope you don't mind. But I know actually, you know, your out of the office activity has you doing a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring, and working within your community. How do you find the time to do all the things that you do with companies like PRMG and also still have the ability to be involved in your community?
Well, the first thing it comes down to is you can't micromanage. So the first thing is you need to have quality people underneath you. You need to have people that really you trust that can represent you in your absence. So you have to be willing, one, to be absent and trust people. But more importantly, you have to anything I do, I try to combine work. So even with work, I look at work as giving back to the community and giving back to charity and giving back to mentoring employees. Same thing with coaching, whether it's helping coach but for less money or helping kids that don't have single family situations and so forth. So really it's kind of combining things. And quite frankly, it's a little less sleep and a little less TV and being more efficient. It is also relying on technology to make sure you are using the latest, greatest and being connected. But really, everything has to be quality. Even your rest has to be quality. Your sleep has to be quality. You can't afford any real downtime if you try to maximize it all. And the truth is, we kind of all tend to waste a little bit of time and kind of get off kilter. And, you know, studies have said the busier you are, the more efficient you are. So I've just made it so I don't have free time. And once you do it for a long time, quite candidly, you get used to it. And so it's what I've been doing since my parents made me start working at age 14 while going to school. So you learn time management by force of habit, quite honestly.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Gary, thank you so much for taking the time out of the day to meet with us. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.
This is Mortgage News Network.